to figure out how we're going to change this. So we figured out that we should do the if we do the integration from the remote branch, then it will be counted. A shout out. Hey, Mulroy, how you doing? 45 minutes ago. I love the Mulroy, sharing the love. Okay, let's get this implemented real quick. My cursor's tripping me out. I got a weird cursor going on right now there. There we go. Okay. So this is what we were looking at before. Here's the integrate command. Okay, so we're gonna have to think about force. So this is kind of the flow that we have for the integrate command. It validates the patch indexes are within bounds. It adds patch IDs, prompts for reassurance, and then we get fetch. Now, add patch IDs, we should note what, like, this will change SHA of commit in stack. Okay. Then we prompt for reassurance. Then we fetch, which will update the state of the remotes that we have of the remotes. If it's not a force, let's go down that path first. We figure out the associated branch using the patch stack ID. We verify has associated branch, or we exit with an error, because that's the whole point of force, is to try to force you to or forces an escape hatch so that you don't have to request review, basically. And so if you don't want to force, then you have to request review, which will create and associate a branch behind the scenes. Then that will verify that we have an associated branch with the patch already. So it won't create and associate. It will just look to see if we have one. If we don't, then it will exit. Now the SHA of this might not match the SHA of whatever was in the branch, and that's fine. We check to make sure the patches match between the stack and the remote. This is a diff check, so we're checking to make sure that the diffs of the patches match, not that the actual patches themselves, the actual commits match SHAs. Then we execute a hook to verify the PR approval CI status. Okay. Then we verify isolation, which cherry picks cleanly but also verifies the hook passes. And then we publish the patches from the local patch branch up to the patch stack stream. And I think this is the one we want to change, but not in the case of force. And we have this create or replace request review branch, and that's another one we want to potentially change. Because I think in this new world order, we're saying you can't replace, we're saying you can no longer create or replace a request review branch as part of an integrate. Instead, verifies cherry pick cleanly, but also verifies isolation hook passes. Okay, so let's like copy this and replicate what the new flow should be. So yeah, we're gonna do all this is the same, except I think what we should do here is we should be explicit about the distinction between if not force and if force, because they're gonna, I think we need to change the behavior of them. Okay, so if it's not forced, we don't want to create or replace. We just want to verify. We just want to verify isolation. And then we want to verify isolation, verify cherry picks cleanly, but also verifies isolation hook passes. And then we want to publish patches from not the local patch branch. We want to publish from the remote patch branch up to the patch stack. Okay. Now we want to execute the integrate post push hook. And then optionally based on config, do all of these things. Maybe those things are shared still. Okay. Okay, so now let's, if we're saying, let's say these bottom things are shared across both cases. Okay. Then we can do this. We want to create or replace the request review branch. In fresh case, it creates a branch. In existing case, it updates it to the latest state from PS. I don't even know if we care about this, to be honest. Like, we can... I have to look at verify isolation. I'm not sure if verify isolation, excuse me, cares about this or not. If this, we may be able to just get rid of this, verify isolation of the patches in the patch stack, patches in the patch stack, and then publish the patch or patches from there. But for right now, let's just do this. Okay. So we're saying it's going to look something like this. And this is question mark, because we're not sure. Okay. So let's run through this real quick and make sure this all makes sense. Cool. We validate patch indexes are within bounds. We add patch IDs to the commits in the patch stack, missing them. We get the root paths. We get the config. We prompt for reassurance based on the config. We fetch, get the remote state. Okay, we compute state from Git, fetch computed state. So we get the patch stack base commit, we get the head ref name. We do get list patch info. So we get a patch info collection as a hash map. and then we figure out the associated branches. Okay, all of that seems legit so far. And that aligns with all of this. We validated patch index, add patch IDs, prompt for reassertions, did fetch. And then it looks like we actually figure out the associated and verify has associated. Well, we figure out the associated ahead. Let's see. Yeah, so we just figure out, but we're not validating anything here, okay? So let's move that up just so we have a more accurate summary of what's going on. Okay. Cool. So, and then let's ignore force for, or no, this is not force. This is the path I want to go down. Okay. So then we have this patch series unique branch names, which gets us the range patch branches. If the range patch branches is empty, then we have no associated branch. And if the range branches of associated branches is greater than 1, and the given branch name option is none, then we error out with associated branches ambiguous. Then we say patch associated branch name is either the sum of the given branch name or range patch branches first, in the case where that exists. Then we have, I guess, a to-do here. Let's make this actually a formal to-do. Check to make sure patches match between stack and remote. Then we have get patch ID from any patch in this series. So we get some patches basic info, some patch commit, some patch ID, then some patch info. We go patch info collection get based on that ID. If we can't get patch info, we bail out with an error. Then we have patch info branches, and then we find a branch matching the patch associated branch name, and we get its upstream. And that gives us the upstream branch info. Then we have a patch series index, and that determines the end index. Then we define a range, which is the patch series indexes, and then, or we have a vector of start patch index. Okay. If upstream branch info is missing, upstream branch info commit count is not equal to patch series index length, then we have a commit count mismatch. Then we have get commits from patch stack for patch series. Okay, so this does patch series indexes, iter, map, the patches vector, get, and repo find commit. So this converts them into actual get to commit objects. And then we go through the patch series commits and get the associated upstream branch info to get the remote patch info. And then we match PS commit PS ID. Which just extracts the patch stack ID. If we can't find the patch stack ID, then we have a problem. If we can, we get the patch ID, and then we make sure the patch ID matches the remote patch ID. Otherwise, we have patch and remote patch ID mismatch. And then we get commit diff patch ID. Okay, so this is going through and this is going through each patch series commit and verifying its upstream matches, and then also verifying the commit diff patch ID matches, which is the diff ID identifier. So this is the to-do that we had up above, it seems like. It's not a to-do, it's just down here. So then we check to make sure patches match between the stack and the remote. Okay. And then here we execute the hook to verify the PR approval and CI status. Okay. Supposedly. So let's run through this real quick. So we get the patch stack branch name. We get the current patch stack upstream branch name. We get the current patch stack remote name, current patch stack upstream branch remote name, current patch stack upstream branch remote, and the current patch stack upstream branch remote URL. We then strip off, oh no, we add refs remotes with the remote name. And then we current patch stack upstream branch name relative to remote. We strip out that pattern so that we just have the remote. Then we find the integrate verify hook, and we execute the integrate verify hook, passing it the appropriate stuff. And then we are done with our force block right now. Okay. So let's go back up here. Let's just verify the order of things again. So we verify that they have associated branches. We check to make sure that they match. And then we are executing the hook to verify that approval. That's completed. Then we need to be verifying isolation and publishing the patch. And this becomes the question. Both of these force, in the force case, I don't think we care about this. So they're just going to be different. We need to do the same thing, but they're going to do them differently. Okay, so let's figure out this verify isolation and publish and move that in. Okay, so, or here, actually, let's copy those comments real quick. So let's copy these comments. We're gonna move actually these in here is what we're saying. Okay. Okay, verify isolation. So verify isolation is here, which just takes a start patch index and end patch index. So that could be a little... This might not be exactly what we want, because this does its own cherry picking. Maybe it's fine. I think it's fine. This is going to verify the patches in the patch stack though, not verify the branch, the patches in the branch that we're going to publish. However, it should be okay because we're going to have Git Patch Stack make sure that those patches match. So we should still be in a good place, even though this is technically verifying a different commit, which is a copy of the other commit. So, and then we have this. publish the patches. And let's see, where does this publish actually happen? So we patch branch name, patch ref name, current patch stack branch name, current patch stack branch upstream name, current patch stack remote name, current patch stack remote name, pattern, current patch stack upstream branch shorthand. And then we do this. Then we do this push. And that's the thing we're going to need to change. And then we find the hook for the integrate post push. And then we have logic for the cleanup for deleting the branches. Okay. And the pull after. Okay. So we're going to, let's just copy this. We're going to copy that for right now, and we're going to paste it in here. Okay, and then we'll get rid of that, and then okay, let's see how this is. Let's work backwards from this actual command here and get rid of that note. Okay, we want to publish the patch from the local patch branch up to the patch stack upstream. What we really want to say is from the remote patch branch up to the patch stack upstream. So instead of it looking like that, what we really want this command to look like is git push origin ps rr whatever branch main. That's what I think. Because if we do that, then we will have the same thing. Failed to resolve integrate error. What did I do to that? Did I screw that up? No? I will have to look at the diff or something to figure that out. See what we screwed up there. Okay. Okay. And so right now we're giving it an external push command. That external push command takes a force boolean, a remote, a source ref spec, and a destination ref spec. Okay? And so in our case, we definitely don't want to force. Oh, 1 second. I will be right back. I have a quick meeting that I have to jump into. Be right back. All right, we're back in business. Okay. Okay, so where were we? X push. Okay, so we're doing an external git push, which means we're like farming it out to the git command instead of running git stuff internally here. That just has the advantage of us not needing to implement all of the networking code that Git has implemented for the various protocols and all of that. So then we're going to say current patch stack remote name. So this is going to be like origin. And then we're going to have patch branch name. And this should be, in this case, like PSRR whatever branch. Okay. But we want origin slash PS slash RR whatever branch. And then we current patch stack upstream branch shorthand. So this would be main. Okay. And so this all together composes this command right here. So we need to change this patch branch name to get the upstream of it. So we have our current patch stack branch name, and then we get our current patch stack branch upstream. Then we have our current patch stack remote name, current patch stack remote name string. All of these are good. And then we have our current patch stack upstream branch shorthand. So current patch stack upstream branch shorthand, this should also be good. But the one we need to work on is this patch branch name, which is right here. I'll be right back again. I gotta pee. All right. So this is not what we want. We want to change this to remote patch branch. What? How did that? Something weird is going on in here. Can't find value. Patch branch. Patch branch is right there. Okay, that's why. Okay. Okay, so we're going to want to, we need to, I gotta remember how this works, because what we need to do here is, since we are not recreating / updating the branch from the patch stack anymore here, we need to get the associated branch information from the computed state, which we have. We just need to get it out of there. Okay, so current patch stack stream branch. Okay, so then we have current that's all for executing the verify. Upstream branch info. Upstream branch info rep. Calculate the links. Noxious. Okay. Sorry, got distracted. App I was trying to install is like hanging. Some patches, basic info. Okay, let's just go through this. So we verify associated branch. So we say range branches, length, cool. And then we say patch associated branch name. So we given, okay, so we could be, this could just be based on given. So we really need to know though, this one. Which is interesting because this means that integrate, non-forceful integrate will ignore the -n option, the branch naming option, which maybe that makes sense. But then the force, why would the force even care about the branch naming option? because the force is saying integrate this patch irrespective of a branch, basically. So I think the -n option just goes away in this new world order. Okay. To do the -n branch naming option should just go away in this new world order. I'm slacking today. I don't think I tweeted at all. I didn't tweet about the stream, nothing. All right, let's do it on LinkedIn also. All right. Okay. So that should go away, which means that all we're going to have is this now. We're going to do let patch associated branch name equal oops. No? Did I not do what I thought I did? Okay. This should go away. Let's do repo patch branches. Patches vector. Patches vector repo patch branches. What does this return me? It returns me a vector of strings. Okay, so this is the patch series unique branch names. So this goes through each of the patches in the patch series and finds their associated unique branch names. And then we find out if it's empty. If there's none, then we say there's one. Then we say, give me the first one. If there's one, this is gonna go away. If there's more than one, oh, see, like, but if there's more than one, you need to be able to specify. So we still need this. We still need this option for this use case of there's more than one branch associated. And we can patch associate branch. This goes away. Okay, we're back to this. Question is, some patch is basic info. So we have patches vector, which is a vector of list patches, and then we get one with the start patch index. Some patches basic info, then we do some patch commit, which is we find the commit with that patch's OID on it, because we get a list of we have a list of list patches, and this is a reference to a list patch. List patch just has an index, a summary, and an OID. So some patch commit. Find the commit given the OID. We get the patch ID, which is the PSID of that commit. Then we do patch info, which is a map of the UUID, which is their patch stack ID, and the patch git info record. Patch git info is a vector of list branch info. What was that again? Patch git info? Patch git info has branches, which is an array of list branch info, which has a name. So we have list branch info, which is the name. We have a reference. We have patches. We have commit count, and then we have upstream, where upstream is an optional list branch, upstream branch info, which has a name, reference, and remote. Okay. So we should be able to get what we want from this patch info collection. So we're looking up patch info collection for some patch ID. We get some patch info option. If patch info option is none, then we have no associated patch info and we bail. If we do have patch info, then we have this branches iter that we get out of the branches. We get upstream branch info, branches iter, find patch associated branch name. Cool. And then we return the ref. And then we do upstream branch info as ref. Why do we do this? Upstream branch info, ref. What is this? This is an option of a reference to a reference of a list upstream branch info. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's a reference to a ref. Like, why are we doing ref again? Seems like this should be list branch info. So this is a list branch info reference. This is an option of a list upstream branch info. And then as ref says take that list option of list branch info and turn it into a reference of okay. Then we say if it's none, then we're missing. If commit count doesn't match upstream branch info, doesn't match patch series length, and we bail. Upstream branch info ref. What do we have on here? Remote. What is it? upstream branch info ref remote. I think it might be. And we can also do upstream branch info unwrap dot reference. But I think that's the full ref. But that might be the best approach, actually. Okay, then we have our patch series. We go through and make sure everything is legit. Okay, so down here, now we're saying patch branch name. We're not going to actually need patch branch name. So we shouldn't need, I don't think we are using branch ref name. Okay. Then we're going to, if this is the actual ref, then we're going to do let patch series remote branch equals shorthand. Remote branch equals this thing, but we're going to do a stir replace on it. Because we're going to do address of this guy. And we're going to do whatever the pattern is. Our pattern's going to be, we're going to replace it with nothing. So our pattern's going to be refs remote slash, and that should give us expected what is it unhappy about? Expected semicolon found let. Expected semicolon found let. Add semicolon here. Really? What is wrong with this? Stir replace. Does it not like my format? Yeah, I know you can't find patch branch name. That's fine because we're doing patch series remote branch now. This seems fine. Oh, we don't need a format. We can just do should just be able to do a string literal for that. Okay. And then we're gonna say we're gonna push from patch series remote branch. Expected stir, yeah, we want to use address of, and then we're gonna have to figure out this integrate error shenanigans. Should just be capitalized. Oh. happened to that? Okay. Okay. For right now, let's comment this out. And we will just print line. We're going to print line Drew. Yeah, let's just make sure our patch series remote branch is correct. Would push here, just logging. Okay. Okay, now so now it seems we are doing what we're supposed to be doing there. Now we have this else case that we got to deal with, which is what do we want to do when it's not when it is a force? Do we want to cherry pick the branch? Do we not worry about that? I don't think we worry about that. I just think we want to verify isolation. Similar to the fact that we're verifying isolation here. And then we want to, we're saying we're not going to do this. We moved that up. So let's comment this out. And then we have publish from local. Maybe we do need to do it. How would we publish directly out of the stack? The problem with publishing directly out of the stack is I think we do want to do this, because the problem with publishing directly out of the stack is that if you publish, like, let's say patch index 3, if we tried to push that to origin main, what's going to happen is it's going to include all the patches beneath it. So we need to cherry pick that patch or patch series into a branch to isolate it, so that we can then do the integration of just that isolated thing. So we can't get rid of the create, we just have to do it a different way. Yes. So we're going to have to do this, and then we're going to have to do what we did before. The same stuff we did before in terms of the publish. Except that only happens in this case now, it's not shared. Okay, and then where did new commit ID come from? This we can fix. Okay. No HL. New commit ID. Where does new commit ID come from, and why do we not have it anymore? Commit OID. something that we don't have here either. Hooks, find hook. Integrate post push. Okay. And it's something we don't have here and we don't have there. How did we get rid of new commit ID? Oh, we get it from the branch creation. We should have it then. Am I not in here? Obviously we're not in the thing, so we won't have it there, but we should have it in here. Finding new commit ID is available in different scope. Oh, okay. Yes, we will figure out what to do about that. Okay, we're getting rid of this. This is going to be from the local, because that's what we did before. So we're going to cherry pick it, verify it, cherry pick it into a local. Then we're going to publish from that local where it's isolated. And then we have to figure out what we are doing here. Okay, so then we have our execute, integrate, post, push. We have our delete local branches. Which we're going to have to address. And we have our pull after stuff. Okay, and our hook. We try to execute hook path where we do hooks, find hook, integrate, post, push, hook. And then if we find it, that we then try to execute hook path. And we send it in a new commit OOID. Integrate, post, push. So new commit ID. So we declared new commit ID. Means we I don't know. I keep going back and forth in my head what I want to do here. Let's do this. I'd rather duplicate this, I think. Yes, I know. Should be able to find it for this one, though. That's it. No, we're using this. That's where we're using this out here. We got to deal with that in a second. Let's finish this piece. Okay. So we need the commit that was pushed. The commit ID of the commit that was pushed. Which is some patch commit. Upstream branch info. I feel like it should be upstream branch info ref unwrap dot what do we have? List upstream branch info. Patches. It doesn't help me. What do I want here? List upstream branch info has patches, and the patches don't have OIDs. The patches have patch IDs, which is the UUID. They have a git commit diff ID, which is not the same, and they have a commit timestamp. So this is not going to get us what we want. I mean, we have patch series commits. So yeah, we find all the commits for the patch series, and then for each commit we get the index and the patch series commit, and then we get the remote patch info. So we do patches get whatever that index is. Then we extract patch stack ID from there. Extract the diff and verify. The closest thing we have is this. This gets us, finds a commit given the OID. Where does patches vec come from? It's Patch series unique branch names. Figure out associated branches. We give that patch spec. Not even sure what we want in this case. Let's think about this from like ground zero. In the other case, what is it when there's multiple? What is new commit OID? New commit OID is this, which is branch, but we give it a start and end index. What does it return is the question. Returns last commit OID cherry picked. Okay. Last commit OID cherry picked. So it is the last commit. Meaning it is the topmost cherry pick. It's the topmost commit. Which should mean it's the head of that branch. Or it's the commit that is the head of that branch. Okay. So what we should have what we really want here is we want to get the topmost commit of the remote branch. That's what we want. And what we have here is the reference. And we have the repo, and we can do branch. Dot branch. Crazy new branch pointing. No, find branch. Branch type, branch name. Get branch lookup. Libgit. Look up branch by its name in the repository. The generated reference must be freed by the user. The branch name will be checked for validity. Branch type. Upstream branch. head. Git branch is head. Rename main. Upstream. Set upstream. What the heck do I want here? What do I want? Gain access to the reference that is the inner branch. And the reference. Get full name of the reference. No Copilot, you're wrong. Peeling reference to an object. This method recursively peels the reference until it reaches an object of specified type. Maybe that's what we want. Peel to commit. Peel a reference to a commit. This method recursively peels a reference until it reaches a commit. Peel to commit. So we might be able to do that. Peel. No. So we're gonna have to do get reference dot peel to commit. That should return me a result of a commit. For right now, we'll just do this upstream branch head commit. Okay, and then we can do upstream branch head commit dot OID head commit dot. What does it think it is? Thinks it's a commit. Don't commits have OIDs? No field OID. What? What? ID. Set value to the OID. Tempted to take value of method ID and what? Let upstream branch commit OID string equals okay, what do we got wrong? No field ID on commit. I swear, I just looked at it. I don't know what I did with that. Was I treating it as a property and not a function or something stupid? I assume so. Okay. Okay, so let's actually fix these unwraps real quick. Before we do that, let's just comment this out along with that. Okay. If we're doing a force, we come down this path. All of this seems fine. It's all the same logic we had before. And then we just have to fix this. Keep branch. If local branch get patch, okay, patch branch name comes from that other scope because we do not have patch branch name in here is the conundrum. So we're using patch branch name, which comes from patch branch name, get patch branch name failed. Created branch missing name. That's weird to think about, but why would that name be any different than that name should be the same as this name should be the same as the branch name that was given. Then we have patch branch ref name. Okay. So let's comment this out for right now as well. Okay, we should be in a building state. We're just not going to pull and we're not going to clean up branches. Intermediate artifacts can be found at cannot be built because it requires Rust C17. Dude, what Rust up? Update Rust toolchains. What's up, Sam? Just trying to fix a behavior change in Patch Stack real quick before I jump back into doing TypeScript. And let's see what's in. Let's see. And we should be in a building state, hopefully. Yeah, I need to add full integration tests to the code that I wrote last week, and deployed to production. Now that it's in production, and I have a little more time to work on it, I want to add full-blown integration tests so I can actually make sure that the event data is making it through correctly, and that the dates. Yes, we only test in production here. Yes. I mean, I have some tests in there. I just don't have full-blown integration tests, right? So, like, the things that I'm uneasy about, and the reason I want to add them is because of, like, all of this stuff is time-based, right? For example, so when these events come in, I want to make sure that the timestamps are correct as it goes through this pipeline of mutations into the end, and that we're not screwing up the time signatures of the events, for example. Yeah, and when I deployed it, I ran into a few other cases from the wild, from wild events in production that I had to fix. And I added regression tests for those, like, in the inner layers of it, but I don't have, like, anything driving end to end. And so the only way I've found to get, like, high degrees of confidence building anything is when I have end-to-end integration suites. It's just how it goes. I don't know. So, but before we do that, I'm trying to finish this out, which we should be close to doing. Let's see what we got going on here. What was happening was when we integrate a patch or patch series with Patch Stack, it was not being recognized as merged by Bitbucket or GitHub anymore. And so that is what I am fixing right now, is changing the behavior of integrate so that it should consistently do what we want with GitHub and Bitbucket. So, okay, so we have this test repo that I created here. We have no PRs opened, and that maps to this right here. And if we look at the output here, we have a bunch of patches, and then we have a patch series here, which is the login patch series. So to test our thing, the way that this should work is if I try to GPS int 0, for example, it should error out after we say, yeah, that's the thing I want to integrate. And it should error out. It says, looks like the patches haven't had a branch associated with them yet. You can associate them with GPS branch and GPS request review. Or you can skip safety checks like this one with -- force. Yeah, so what we should be able to do is do a request for review, for example, of 0. That should be able to now create a PR over here. Cool, create preview. Okay, so we have a PR, which is this add mortgage calculator test. Cool. And then now that we've done that, there's a local and remote branch associated to that patch. behind the scenes, and we can see it if we look at our tree. We have this PSRR add mortgage calculator and origin/PSRR add mortgage calculator. And then that, when we integrate this patch, it will look at the tree, find the associated branches, and then what should happen is it's going to pretend to integrate, do everything to integrate like it would, except it's just going to output this to us. Because what we want to do is actually change our integrate command to integrate from this. Okay, so we should be able to do a GPS int 0. And actually, before we do that, which GPS brew uninstall GPS. No, uninstall git ps rs. Which GPS? That's the one I want. Okay, because I want to use my development version. So now if we do GPS int of 0, oh yes, did I do that? Okay, yes. Okay, awesome. Are you sure you want to integrate this pass? Yes or no? Goes through, does verification, then it says Drew would push here, just logging patch series remote branch. And that's correct. That's what it should be. Okay, so if we go back here, then we should be able to go back to our, not that part. That part's commented out. We gotta fix that still. But this part now, this can go away because we know that's correct now, which should allow us to then do this, which will do the push false of current patch stack remote name stir patch series. It's going to be this, which now is an example, and then we're going to do that, which is going to be example of main. Okay, and then we have this stuff to do, which is we need to handle the errors of that, and then we run the hook. But before we do that, let's just make sure this is actually working. So let's just do cargo install -- path again. How have you been, Sam? We look at this. This should be opened. If we go here, if we int 0 now, always allow, yes. Okay, now if we go here and refresh, haha! You're doing Rust? What are you working on in Rust? Anything fun? Let's go look at our tree real quick. So what we did was we did a fast forward push. A concurrent rate limiter. That sounds fun. So we did a push of this to origin main. Fast forward. Because it's not a force. And therefore it did the integrate. And now if we GPS pull should collapse. Uh-oh. Oh, we got this reset back to normal hello world starter thing up there as well. Wasn't paying attention. How did that happen? How was that a fast forward? What's our actual... Okay, what do we got going on? So we have these already played. Add loan calculator, add rest, add login view was already played. And it's trying to play this add savings calculator. Or no, that's the next one to get played. Which one is it trying to play? So that one's integrated. Played this, played this, played this, played this. It's trying to play this. And then it's going to play this. It'd be nice if it showed what it was currently, the one it was currently trying to play. I'll have to modify that. A concurrent rate limiter. How do you deal with a concurrent rate limiter, Sam? Like, there's got to be some sort of shared state somewhere that tracks the rate limit for a client, even if they're making two simultaneous requests, right? Like, there has to be some shared state, even if it's multi-threaded or you know, like an async solution or something instead. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We got some error handling to do right here to fix this. Okay. Instead of these unwraps, we gotta get rid of these unwraps. How am I doing error handling in this thing? That will be used. Calm yourself. Uncommitted changes exist now. Look at all these errors, Sam. Look at them. Final no pull. I'm making a catch-all. What do I want to do here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Let's do... This is a box dine error, though. I feel like I have to do something there. Maybe not. Maybe I don't. It's smart enough. Computer always tells me I'm wrong, and most of the time it is right. That's true. Box dine errors. Box dine errors. Okay. Okay, what was I doing now? All these unwraps here. Okay, so time to change this. We're gonna go to this guy, but before we do that, we're gonna map the error of the result. And then we're gonna map it to integrate error, unhandled error. No? Type mismatch. You're a type mismatch. Computer wouldn't beat me at chess, but it was no match for me at kickboxing. Why does it not like my... Do I have to do this? I thought... Okay. Useless format. You are correct, sir. That is a useless format. Why did I do that? Okay. We're looking better. Things are looking up. We can do this. Bring that back. I love Rust. It just feels so good. I don't know why. It just feels so good. So good. Okay, we're back at it. Let's do this. Okay. The conundrum. We are at it. Okay. Okay. Let's bring it back. Okay. Now we got to think about this though. Okay. If we don't have keep branch set, then right now we find the local branch given the patch branch name, wherever we get that from. If we have a remote tracking branch, we delete it. So we take that local branch, we try to find its upstream. We get the remote branch remote. We get the name, of the remote branch, and then we delete it. The question is, should we even have this functionality, Sam? Should we? Should we delete branches? I think we should. I'm such a fan of deleting things. And then we delete the remote. Then we delete the local. And then we pull. Okay. So the question is, we have two cases. We have the forced case, and we have another one which is the not forced case. And the questions we have to answer is, whoa, stop it, Copilot. I want to tab. Stop it. I hate you, Copilot. We want to forced case. The question is, what is the local branch name we want to delete? And what is the remote branch name we want to delete? And the same questions go for this case. Okay. In the case of a not forced, the remote branch should be the associated remote branch name. And in the case of not forced, it should be the associated local branch name. Okay. In the case of forced, it should be the local branch name we created. And it may or may not have a remote branch. So what we should do, yes, I concur. Okay, so we just need to find the local. We are there. Last step. Just need to find the local associated branch for the non-forced case. And we need to find the local we created in the forced case. Okay. All right, Sam. I have a question. Some Rust hackery. Okay. I have inside this scope here. Okay, so we have a scope right here. Which is not forced. We have a not forced scope. And then we have a forced scope. In the forced scope, I create this patch branch name. I want to lift that out of this scope. Like in other languages, I would do a declaration. I guess we could do the same thing. So can try to do the same thing. It's a little, feels a little hacky. Patch branch name. Let's make it a string. Let's say we declare there's going to be a patch branch name string. We're going to get the patch branch name string. And here we're just going to set patch branch name equal to this to string. To string. And then this is going to be patch branch name. Oh no. The binding for patch branch name. Patch branch ref name. That feels wrong. We shouldn't be using patch branch ref name. Should we? Patch branch. I mean, maybe. I guess we can do the same. Okay. So that handles one of the cases. It seems to make it happy. So you can do smart enough. It is smart enough. Okay, so we want to do patch branch name is going to be equal to what is the question. We need to get the associated branch. How do I get the associated branch? Upstream branch info. Patch associated branch name. Patch associated branch name. This should just be this. I think. And then we have patch branch ref name, which we've got to get. So I think this is where things get a little trickier, because like, let's say we did a let associated branch equals repo dot find branch Sure, you can complete a patch branch name and a local. That seems like a legit thing. And then we're going to map the error. We're going to take in E and we're going to do integrate error, unhandled error of E into that thing. And then we can unwrap that jobby do. And what's wrong with it? Unhandle, we need another parenthesis. Can we get a branch? Why is it not formatting? Because this? Yes, okay. So let's say we do this, and we're going to get this, then we're going to, then we'll have the same thing that we have here, basically. Okay, so let's just do... No, this is not patch branch name. Stupid Copilot. Patch associated branch name. That's what it is. Okay. Copilot does me wrong too many times. Uh-oh. What the hell just happened? There we go. We're back in business. I had a monitor glitch. Scared me. Scared me good. Okay. We're gonna get rid of this and redo this, and then we're gonna change this to patch branch name and patch branch ref name, and we're going to do patch branch name is patch branch. This is going to be associated branch dot what expected string found stir. That's fine. We're going to do to string you. Okay, and then we're going to do associated branch. Wait, no, yes. Associated branch get name. Unwrap yourself. Okay, and then we're gonna get rid of this unwrap here, and let's just replace it with actually, let's just do this and then this. No method map error. Oh, it's an option. Okay, we need to okay, or is that right? Map error to that thing and do that thing. That seems right. Okay. Arguments to this function need to change. Okay. All right. Change integrate command to int from remote branch so that GitHub and Bitbucket will detect changes, detect integrations as merges. This now means that you need to make sure that your patches are in sync with the remote prior to integrating. So you will have to do in RR a request review to sync them up prior, and then do if they are out of sync. But this will result in GitHub and Bitbucket properly detecting the integrations as merges once again. Okay. Okay, let's just try this. Cargo install -- path 0. Okay, let's do that. We just did that. Let's go test it real quick over here. Let's say that we want to GPS int 0. We're going to try that. Going to say yes, I want to do that. It's going to say you can't because you haven't done anything with it. So let's RR it. Cool. We will open this, make a PR, create a pull request. Cool. We now have a pull request. Fantasmical. Okay. Now we can GPS int 0. And we can say yes. Okay. And if we go over here and refresh. Uh-oh. We're not good. Oh, there, we are good. It just took it a second. Man, GitHub was slow. Okay, detected it as a merge. Our delete, interestingly enough, the deletion of the branch happened before the merge, which I think is another thing. That is another question in general. If we really want that to, if we really want Patch Stack to do the deleting. I know it's controllable, but via the command line arguments. It's just okay. That's straggler from before when I had that commented out. So, and it nuked the branches appropriately and absorbed the change appropriately. I think we're good on that front. So let's try doing a GPS rebase. Let's move our savings calculator to the bottom. Cool. Let's GPS int F that guy. Okay. Blam. It's almost like we know what we're doing here. Almost. Almost. Okay. Now, let's try this with a, let's GPS RR 0 to, how am I going to do this? What's the best way to do this? Let's do GPS RR 0 to 3. Okay. Sure. Create pull request. Okay, we now have a pull request. Everything's in sync. If we look in here, login has been rebased on top of everything for us. Okay, now to test things though, what I want to do is introduce a new change to origin main. in a different, where do we go? GPS test A, git PS test A, git status, git fetch dash dash all dash P. Okay, then let's just like jack. Let's add a function called jack that just print line jack. Add jack. Okay. Cool. Git push. Uh-oh. Not fast forward. Why is it not a fast forward? Oh, I didn't pull, I just did a fetch. Okay. Git push. Okay. Go back here. And now we are in a state where this guy doesn't know that that has a new commit on origin main. So let's now try to do a GPS int of 0 to 3. Push failed. External force push failed. Execute exited with status 1. External force push exited with status. That is what we wanted. Okay. And so now, if we look, though, it's aware of add jack. And if we look here, we are 1 behind, which is why that happened. And if we just GPS pull, okay, now we're out of sync. So let's see if it does that properly. 0 to 3. Patch at index 3 is different from patch on the remote. Yes, it is. So let's GPS RR 0-3. And then let's GPS int 0-3. Bam. And we are in working state. Okay. Hot diggity damn. Okay. Patch, haven't had a branch associated yet. Okay, sweet. Created a branch to fix issue, but I'm 500 from GitHub when trying to open a PR. Any idea what's going on? Is this setting on the repo? Not sure what is going on offhand. Let me look. Frankly, just integrated a patch into your main line that should resolve the GitHub and Bitbucket not detecting integrations as merges issue. Would be awesome. Development, install, run code, and test it out. And testing it today, and it seems to be working. We're setting up SSH signing with 1Password, trying to integrate the request review on patch results. I'm going to take this on. Seems like the issue comes from the fact that 1Password setup agent is adding the public key directly to signing key, not the path to the key. What's more, I think we need to use 1Password binary to sign the commit, which they set on. Okay. The proper thing for us to do here is to switch to whatever external, switch to external execution of whatever the configured command is, the same way that git proper does. So we may need to reference git proper. This will allow us to remove the SSH signing dependencies, which is good, but will also give us the flexibility to behave the same way that git proper does. Nikita. So heads up that the woman I'm talking to about. Okay. Let's do a marker real quick. Completed the fix for Git Patch Stack Integrate not being detected as merges. Okay, and what is the one thing? Getting a 500 from GitHub when trying to open a PR. Any idea what that's going on there? Fix of. I see the branch exists in there. I see the branch existing in the repo. Okay, Alon broke things in hopefully it gives you direction. Okay. Closing because this was a stupid test. Okay. Okay, let's figure this out. All right, we're good there. Let's do another marker real quick. Marker finished. Helping Alon figure out what he did to the Git Patch Stack